Welcome back to the R2F Sports Channel. For today's video, we'll be going through a little deep dive of the USA versus Jamaica game. It was quite an interesting game, ended 2-0 for the US. US came into this game as 1.5 goal favorites, so decent result for us, cover the spread as well. So yeah, let's just start with the starting lineup. In goal, we had Matt Turner. I think he's definitely the US's number one. He's looked solid so far for us. In the Gold Cup, really good. He's definitely cemented his spot there over Zach Steffen and even Horvath. So I think Matt Turner should be starting there every single week, and I think eventually he might see his place in a European team or even in the Premier League, just with how good he's been playing recently. Backline, I actually loved our backline for this game for the most part. Anthony Robinson finally in that left back spot starting for us, so happy about that. Serginho Dest playing that right back spot, again, happy about that as well. Finally have our fullbacks in the correct position, partially because DeAndre Yedlin's finally out of the team. So it only took 8 years for us to finally get rid of DeAndre Yedlin. So I'm hoping DeAndre Yedlin doesn't make a return to the team, and that despite Serginho Dest's injury, that we slot in either Reggie Cannon, George Bello, or just Shaq Moore, who came in for this game. So yeah, backline looks solid overall though. Miles Robinson also started. Miles Robinson is an absolute tank. Every game he plays either scores or has a clean sheet. So very happy that he's starting for us and playing really well. Walker Zimmerman's the only question that I had about this unit. I wasn't too sure about him coming into this game. I kind of wanted to see Chris Richards start over him. Chris Richards has looked very solid in the Bundesliga so far. I believe for Hoffenheim, or he's on loan there from Bayern. So he's looked solid so far. So I was kind of surprised not to see him at all, not even as a sub. So yeah, but overall, backline played really good. And it was a decent backline for a World Cup qualifying game. For our midfield three, we had Weston McKennie, Tyler Adams, Yunus Musa. I'm definitely expecting to see this three for probably the rest of World Cup qualifying, and I wouldn't be surprised to see this three for the next upcoming game that we have. The only change that I could potentially see happening is Kellen Costa starting just for fitness reasons. But Tyler Adams was awesome in the back. He, I believe, won 8 out of 10 ground duels, made a bunch of tackles, looked like that solid defensive mid position. So I think he definitely needs to start every game. Just looked fantastic back there. Weston McKennie at times was playing as like a number 10 role, more like an attacking mid. He was getting up the field a lot, was performing a lot of skills just to get through players, really helped start some attacks for us. So I thought he had a very good game. I'm surprised SofaScore gave him such a low rating. They gave him a 7.4, so a little surprised about that. Our other midfielder, Yunus Musa, he's really good. I'm happy he finally got a cap with us so that we could secure him. He had 93% pass accuracy. The only issue I believe that he had this game was positioning-wise. Sometimes he looked a little out of position, would just lose the ball sometimes too, and kind of struggle to get back. But overall, I thought he performed great. This is definitely a midfield three that could go through to the rest of World Cup qualifying or even for the World Cup. So definitely looking forward to how much these midfield three will connect with each other in the next couple of years. Now onto our front three. We had Brendan Eriksson at left wing, we had Paul Arriola at right wing, and we had Ricardo Pepi at striker. I wasn't too sure about Paul Arriola starting over Timothy Weah because Timothy Weah has looked pretty decent so far for Lille so far this season. So I was a little bit of surprise not seeing him starting. But overall, those are my only two complaints about the lineup. Just Chris Richards and Timothy Weah not playing. I'm sure it's just because Greg Berhalter's like, I got to get my MLS players in here. So maybe that's why. But yeah, definitely love Pepe so far. He has, I believe, 6 goal contributions, although last game it didn't count some of his assists just because they weren't technically assists, but he was involved in them. So 6 goal involvements in 2 games though for an 18-year-old, that's just ridiculous. I think he should be starting every single game. Brenden Aaronson looks solid. I believe he came off with a little bit of a knock in like the 70th minute or so. So yeah, he played great though. Definitely a good backup play for Pulisic, who was out. Gio Reyna wasn't there either. So yeah, we looked really good without those two players who are arguably our two best players. So great lineup overall, and I'm definitely looking forward to seeing something like this for next game. Now onto the game. First half was kind of dry, but we got really unfortunate not to get at least a goal or something, or at least a player sent off for the other team. In the very first minute of the game, Paul Areola gets in behind, gets dragged down by, his name is Kamar Lawrence. He gets dragged down, and I'm surprised it wasn't a red card. Through on goal, gets pulled down, and shown a yellow. I don't know what to say about that. Then 30 minutes later, Brenden Aaronson threw on goal, slide tackled from behind from the last defender while he's through on goal. How how are these not red cards? So yeah, that was definitely weird seeing. Even Mark Clattenburg, the worst official in the world, even said that at least one of those would have been a red card. So that's definitely interesting hearing, but I mean, what can you do? Just play on for the rest of the game. Berhalter made comments saying we're just playing what's in front of us at halftime, so I guess that's what we did, just play what's in front of us, even though it should have been at least 10 people. On to the second half, though. Very early on, scoring a goal in the first 4 minutes. That's definitely a mood-changing goal. Serginho Dest gets behind and then just crosses it into Pepe, heads it in. It was a great goal. Pepe's positioning on that was fantastic. Dest putting that ball in there was great. Then 13 minutes later, we get Brenden Aaronson running on the wing, crossing into Pepe, who puts it into the bottom right corner. So 2 goals within 13 minutes of each other is fantastic for us. Then this is when the game kind of gets a little strange. Pepe gets subbed out. I don't know why, probably for fitness reasons. Aaronson gets subbed out for, I believe he had a knock. But I was a little surprised by the Pepe substitution for Zardes. Zardes, I hope he never plays for the U.S. national team again. I thought we were done with him, especially after his LA Galaxy days were done. So I am hoping he doesn't return for the next World Cup qualifying game, as he just lost the ball every single time he got it. I believe he completed 1 out of 5 passes, didn't win anything in the air. He just looked terrible. So I'm hoping he just doesn't return to the national team next week. Other substitution was Tim Weah, who looked really good when he came in. Had a cross that probably could have been put away, but Gyasi Zardes was there. But yeah, the cross was kind of a mix of a shot and a cross, one of those that just could go for either. But I thought Tim Weah played really good. Other than that, our other substitutions were just kind of late game, just secure the clean sheet substitutions. One of them was for Serginho Dest, who came down injured, so that's a little unfortunate. Shaq Moore played pretty good for those 13 minutes, though. Other subs were Acosta and De La Torre. Not much on it, just simple substitutions just to maintain some of our players' fitness that could potentially play for next game. Overall, yeah, great performance from the U.S., won by 2 goals, and definitely looking forward to the next game. We were very dominant on the attack, maintained the ball for pretty much the whole game, it seemed like. I believe we had 62% possession, 17 shots in the game. So yeah, definitely looking forward to the next game. With that being said, though, if you enjoyed the video, please subscribe to the channel, like the video, comment down below your thoughts on this game. And with that, see you guys next time.